And their base bid is $62,372 and no cents. 62, 372.00.
And the last one is Reese Riley.
Then we have Reith Riley,
And there's
their bid. And their bid is $128,504 and no cents. 128, 504.00. Those are the four bids we've received, right? Chair, entertain a motion to take these bids under advisement.
So moved.
Second, moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. To the bidders of that project, we appreciate it. Thank you. Next is Ninth and Kasuth Streets intersection, profile modifications. Let's put that down.
Yeah.
The first bid we have on this project is from Milestone Contractors.
And it is. Down at the bottom,
Yes.
Sorry.
Thank you. And their base bid is $616,275 and no cents. 616, 275.00. And this is Atlas Excavating. And their base bid for this project is $634,413 and no cents. 634, 413.00. Okay.
Okay. Oops. Reese Riley.
And this is Reith Riley's bid for the project. And their base bid is $691,651 and no cents. 691, 651.00. Those are the three bids we have in this project.
Yes.
Chair, entertain a motion to take these bids under advisement.
So moved.
Second? Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Again, we thank all the bidders on those two projects.
Okay.
And then we have a quote opening, which is a GMAX proposal, Pearl River Lift Station CSO Storage Facility. This is from Bowen Engineering Corporation, and their guaranteed maximum price for this project, the quote is for $11 million, I wish it was 11,000. $11,703,000. 11, 730, 3300, three zeros. So, Chair, entertain a motion to take this quote under advisement.
So moved.
Second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Thanks to, obviously, Bowen for that proposal. Next on our agenda, we have new business. Declaration of some properties to be disposed of.
Dave Payne, Purchasing Manager.
Yes, David?
The Fleet Maintenance Department is requesting a 1997 American Roads ALC 25-yard leaf vac be traded in City ID 9766 on an upcoming vehicle purchase. So
Sure.
ask you
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
ask you to declare it surplus.
Thank you. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this declaration of surplus property.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And Fleet is asking for vehicle City ID 28131, a 2008 Loadall recycling truck, be declared worthless. They've already scavenged some parts off of it, and it's ready to go to Winsky, so I'd ask you to declare it worthless.
Thanks. Chair, I entertain a motion to approve this declaration of worthless property.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And last, ask you to declare surplus a 1999 Generac generator. I made some errors on the original form, so hopefully you have the replacement that has the right serial number. It's going to be sold to a distributor that provided the replacement.
Great. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this declaration of surplus property.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thanks, Dave. All righty. Next, we have Parks Department.
Good morning. Claudine Loffman, Park Superintendent. Before you, you have change order number 2 for the Memorial Island at Columbian Park Phase 3 project. And when we drained the lagoon, we discovered that there were some large cracks in the existing concrete seawall at the base of Rush Pavilion. If you walk by, you can actually see them. They're very, very visible. So that was an unexpected surprise. We did hire Keystone Architecture to do a architectural and engineering investigation. And what they found is that the aggregate has eroded because of the failure of that seawall. And so what they have recommended as far as repairs is that a grout material will be injected into the area below that porch slab to fill the gaps. And then they'll actually be constructing a new seawall to prevent water from getting back there again. In addition, they're going to be removing some damaged concrete between the Rush Pavilion and the park administrative building because they're going to be there, and it would be an improvement. The amount of this change order is a lump sum price of $44,000, which is an add. The original amended contract with J.R. Kelly Corporation is $6,469,334, and the new amended contract total is $6,513,334. The change order has been reviewed by the city attorney, and I recommend it for your approval.
Okay, thank you. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this change order number 2 for Memorial Island Phase 3 project.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Questions?
This is going to be a hard grout that sets up.
It is going to be a fill that they will use a pump truck and fill it in. And it was kind of interesting to see that because we had to enlist the help of not only Renew, but the fire department to gain access back there with a camera to see what was going on. And so it is essentially washed away at just a few feet depth. So it was necessary to actually use a pump truck to fill it. So they'll actually have to core in a couple spots in that porch and pump it in that way, and then it will set up.
Well, reason I ask, it seemed like the seawall will be built after the grout is placed or repaired, actually.
Correct. It may even happen simultaneously. The intent is to create that new seawall, which will completely act as a new barrier in front, but they felt strongly that it was totally appropriate to not remove the old seawall. It wasn't necessary. That the goal with the grout is to prevent further damage and to stabilize that fractured seawall.
Well, and I remember downtown when they did the sidewalks, they pumped in a fill, but it was wet sand that filled and set up. That's why I asked if
Yeah.
it's set up hard.
It does.
Thank you.
So this was discovered only after the lagoon was drained?
That's right.
Okay.
It's so many gifts.
It's actually lucky that we were working on the lagoon because Rush Pavilion is a very important structure. And
Correct. So has there been any damage to Rush Pavilion, the porch area for that, because of this?
No,
got it just in time.
we sure did.
Okay. Other questions? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Claudine. Okay, Lafayette Renew.
Good morning, Brad Talley, Lafayette Renew. The first item that we have before you today is contract amendment number 2 with Greeley and Hanson for the combined sewer overflow long-term control plan Phase 2C. And this involves the project that we just opened the guaranteed maximum price for. And so if you want to get it on the docket, or on the, what do you do? On the floor, then I'll talk about the project a little bit, if you don't mind.
Sure, I'd like to, because I've tried to read this, but it's,
Long.
well, long and complicated. So let's go ahead and get this on the floor. Chair, I entertain a motion to approve the Second Amendment with Greeley and Hanson regarding the CSO program,
So
Phase
moved.
2-C.
Second.
Moved and seconded? Okay, yours.
All right.
Go.
Mayor says I need to talk more about this stuff. Well, Greeley they put together a great narrative on the scope and how the facilities will work, and I'll get to that here in a few minutes. But first, I wanted to talk about how we got to this project. Back in 2009, we had approved our CSO long-term control plan with the state. I gave you guys a pretty comprehensive halfway point report back about this time last year. And so this is the first project of the second half of the long-term control plan. Originally, we were scheduled to have a 5.3 million gallon storage tank in this area. And so that was what we had modeled and profiled back in when we were developing the plan. Since then, some of the projects that you've approved, the Brown Street pavers, the North Street pavers, Upper Main Street drainage, our rain garden program, our rain barrel program, the Valley Street separation, the 9th and South Street stormwater station that separated 27 acres in the downtown area, the wastewater treatment plant capacity, all of these have culminated to this one project. We were able to decrease the size of this storage facility from 5.3 million gallons to 1.5 million gallons. So substantial decrease in size and substantial decrease in cost. Just roughly, based on cost per gallon storage, around $20 million in savings.
Wow.
So just kind of get to that point. So we're very proud of that. The storage system itself is very similar to the Greenbush storage tank, except that it doesn't need the pumps and the energy to pump it back into the system. We were able to use gravity to get these overflow into a storage system, and then it'll gravity back out. So we don't have that additional pumping requirements that we needed beforehand. Also, that we haven't really talked about is our first solar field will be included with this project. We've got a 391 kilowatt solar panel system that will produce roughly 90% of the energy needs at the Pearl River lift station. So that will take us not off the grid for that lift station, but very, very
Yep.
close. And so that's something that we've been talking about for a long time, and it's our first ability to get that included into a project. So proud of that. And then the last part that I have on my notes is, these CSO projects have been high dollar items, and we've had to raise rates and everything with all of that. But the culmination of this decrease in size, some of the projects that we've done in the past to help decrease the storm water that gets into the system, we will not have to have any type of rate increase to pay for this
That's good news.
phase of the long-term control plan. So very proud of that. And we can get into anything you want here in a minute, but this contract is with Greeley and Hanson for their administrative services during the construction. And it is in the not-to-exceed amount of $694,935. And that brings the entire contract amount, which we did a study like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and then the design, and now construction admin, to $2,103,075. That was reviewed by the city attorney, and I recommend it for your approval.
Thank you. We've already have the motion on the table.
That's right.
And questions for Brett on this?
What do you think we've peeled out of the expected cost of the entire CSO mandate from our original thought?
I think we were closing in on that 20 million at the halfway point. And so this will just be,
And this project essentially is paying for itself.
it'll be close, yeah. We can get that, but, I mean, it's obviously, yeah, another 20 million. Now,
Wow.
we've spent that in, you know, we have the Ninth and South Stormwater Station. We've done some really cool projects to keep that stormwater out of the combined system. So it hasn't been, you know, for nothing, but it's definitely on the overall, just storing combined sewers, we've made a huge impact.
Well, not only that, but you've increased the scope of what you've done.
Right.
So it's not only the savings, but you've also been able to do other things because of that. So
Right,
that's-
and we feel like our, you know, the involvement with the community, you know, just that Ninth and Street
Yeah,
storm station looks so nice there. The vent structures at the Greenbush tank, we were incorporating an artistic piece to this storage system, you know, that will help vent the air out once it starts to fill. So, you know, we're trying to incorporate all of our designs with, you know, community involvement and community betterment as well.
so one of the questions, just to define it, because I don't know that, or I wouldn't ask it, but when we first started 100 years ago, how many CSOs did we have?
So we had 13 when we started.
Okay,
So we still have 10. We've gone away from eliminating the actual CSO point. What we're required to do is to decrease the volume so that you only have overflows on the 4 highest rain events per year. And so,
rather than every rain event, or every quarter of an inch rain
for
event.
every quarter of an inch, 96 days a year.
Citizens could not afford to pay their sewer bill if that was the requirement.
Right. But we did eliminate, early on, we did eliminate a few of the actual points. And as time went on and the weather patterns are kind of changing, the storms are sometimes more intense, we decided that we wanted to keep those open, just
Yeah.
for emergency
Okay, so what the remaining CSOs that we have are actually functional, more or less, only at, when you have, what'd you say, the top 4 rain events of the year? That's what the projection is, okay.
Yeah. So and when we developed the long-term control plan, we had to establish what a typical year was. And so we evaluated, like 50 years worth of rain data, and I think it's 1968 was the average, the typical year. And so that's what we designed to. And so all that computer models and everything will be based off of that typical year that was, you know, in that 50-year time span.
One of the question, just thinking about this, when you do have a discharge, is the discharge different today than it was a long time ago?
Yeah, so with the Greenbush storage tank, we installed screening technology with it. And so anything that gets out of the tank will be screened for solids or any kind of debris before it goes out to the river. This will be screened as well, but most of this should just come right back into the system. We will still have a discharge point there.
Yeah.
But it'll be screened as well. And then the final piece, which is in 3 or 4 years from now, will be a high-rate treatment facility, and that will be treated, not to the point where we treated at the
Yep.
big treatment plant, but it'll be treated and chlorinated, so we'll actually kill some of the pathogens that go in.
Okay, anybody else have any questions?
Well, I think you have every right to be proud department-wise. I mean, I remember the initial unfunded mandate when it hit us, the price tag was truly frightening.
Yeah.
And if I'm correct in my thought, we haven't really enacted all of the council-approved rate increases for water and sewer, have we, that we projected?
Well, we just go to the council one at a time, each one that we've needed, but we have been able to keep this very affordable, and as we said, pay as we go, reduce some cost. This one, no rate increase at all. And so that has allowed us, if you look at the top 25 cities in Indiana, we're in the bottom third for water and sewer cost, and some of those that are in there have some rate increases coming, and so we'll drop down even some of those actually supplement theirs with property taxes and stuff, and we do not. This is strictly rate-based. And so I'm very proud of, if you look at that and you look at the way that Brad and his team have knocked it out of the park. I think, Norm, as you indicated, we first started somewhere around $200 million was the estimate. And, boy, nobody was sure how we were going to get there, but that's what the courts and the EPA said. His team has knocked it out of the park with this, and all our industries continue to be able to grow and expand and all the things that we want them to be able to do at the same time that we're reducing all this stuff. So that's a heck of an accomplishment.
Well, it's a model of progressive and effective government. Thank you.
Do you see, Brad, do you see it, future construction, energy requirements being met by solar
Well, I think.
at other things you're going to be doing?
Yeah, we definitely are going to continue to look at solar, and we have plans for a solar field at the wastewater treatment plant. You know, we've talked about that for a number of years. And-
Yeah.
And the timing with the climate change ordinance and everything, the council's just passing a solar ordinance, so the timing is getting right for that. This is our first one, so we've really been focusing on how do we do this and do it right the first time.
Okay.
Put a
all
lot
right.
of time into that. I did forget to mention that Tim Healy with Greeley and Hanson is here if you have any questions.
He's been
for him.
shaking his head up and down or no. So he's agreeing with you in
All
most cases.
That's good.
Approve the agreement with BFNS